So microwave systems are used for the very long distance and they can pass the data communication throughout the space, that is wireless. So from India, if you want to talk with the USA people or UK people or someone anything someone else, so what they do, so we are not having connecting any wires. So there will be no wire to transmit the information from countries to countries. So how the things will done with the help of the microwave systems only. So these microwave systems are used as radio signals. These microwave systems uses radio signals through the space, that means without wiring connections, that we call it as what? Wireless communication. But what the drawback we have? These microwave systems and electronic wave systems. These microwave systems and electronic wave system both uses radio signals only. But if, for example, if your information is transferring like this in the air, in the space, now if any hill or any obstacle is occurring here, then what will happen? Whatever the speed, whatever the information is coming, that cannot pass through this. That cannot pass through this as it is coming. For example, it is coming with a speed of 10 bits per second. Now, after touching an obstacle, it may goes to 8 bps or may not go throughout this obstacle also. That means what? ఏదైనా obstacle వస్తే హిల్ కానీ ఏదైనా obstacle కానీ ఏవైనా బిల్డింగ్స్ కానీ ఎత్తుగా ఉన్న ప్లేసెస్ ఏవైనా టచ్ అయితే ఈ వాయిస్కి కానీ మెసేజ్కి కానీ అది obstacleని దాటి పాస్ చేయదు. So that is the drawback in the microwave systems and electronic wave systems. Right? So what is happening here? 10 bits per second speed is coming as 8 bits per second. If any hill occurs again, what will happen? It goes to 6. Again it goes to 4. It goes to 2. So whatever the message you are transferring, that may be lost here. After some time, the message may be lost if it is a long distance between receiver and sender. So what you have to do? You have to use repeaters. Already we learned what is mean by repeater. Repeater is what? Repeater is a network component which repeats the information from one system to another system. So here the microwave systems uses what? Radio signals. Now the radio signals will work in this fashion. Transmitting station, that means this is the sender. This is the sender. Here the transmission station is there. So what it does? This is the antenna. So this is a transmitting antenna. So this transmitting antenna uses repeater, right? So the repeaters are must. Why? Because if any obstacle comes between these two things, the speed of the thing is going to be less. So this is a transmitting antenna. This is also transmitting antenna. What is this? This is the receiving antenna. Transmitting antenna transfers the data. Receiving antennas receives the data. So like this, how much distance you have between sender and receiver, and each and every location, what we need? We need antennas as the repeaters. Like this we have for each and every thing. Right? So this is a receiving antenna, transmitting antenna. This is receiving antenna, transmitting antenna, receiving antenna. So sender to receiver, we have many number of repeaters, so that the data from one station to another station can be transferred very correctly if you use repeaters only. So what is the drawback we have in the microwave system? If you have a long distance, you have to use many number of antennas. If any one of the antennas spoils, you have to replace that with another antenna, and the installation of antenna process is also very high cost. So this indicates that what microwave systems are very highly installation process and high cost is required for the microwave systems, and it also have the speed about 16 gigabits per second. 16 Gbps. The speed is very high. Similarly, the cost is also very high and installation process is also very high. Clear? And it can transfer the data up to 250,000 channels. At a time, it can transfer the data to the 255,000 voice channels simultaneously. Clear? So in this, where we placed the repeaters, here the distance between sender and receiver is very high, then what we are doing, we are placing the repeater, right? So the repeater is required here, the repeater is required here, the repeater is required here. So this repeater is between sender and the line of sight. Line of sight indicates what? Line of sight indicates what? The near to the sender, one line of sight. Line of sight means up to which you can see. That means up to which this station can transfer the data without any disturbances. There you have to place a repeater. So this repeater receives the signal and amplifies it. That means what? It increases the strength and transfer it to the another repeater. So what is the repeater task? It receives the signal from the radio station, the transmission mode here, then amplifies it. Amplifies means what? It takes the receiver this signal and it increases the strength of the signal and it transfers. And again this repeater receives the signals from this station and amplifies it and transfers it. That means between each and every transfer stations we have to place the repeaters. So these repeaters must be placed between 25 to 30 kilometers difference. Clear this one? So this is about your microwave system.